President Donald Trump travels to 5 battleground states this week: Florida, North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Nevada. He has resumed outdoor rallies in front of thousands of people, saying they're no different than the ongoing Black Lives Matter protests.
If you're willing to riot and stand on top of each other's face and do whatever the hell you want to do, you're allowed to do that because you're considered a peaceful protester. So we decided to call all our rallies peaceful protests.
Meanwhile, Democratic nominee Joe Biden meets supporters in small socially distanced groups, including in Pennsylvania earlier this week.
So tell me about Joe.
Biden's campaign relies heavily on virtual events, seeking to portray their candidate as an empathetic leader who avoids putting people in harm's way.
Someone who will be at more intimate events and will listen to what people have to say. And that's part of the social justice aspect as well as the medical and economic aspects of his message. Whereas President Trump wants the big crowds. He wants to show that he has the support from what he calls the silent majority of Americans, and that he is in this race and he still has a lot of followers.
On a Wednesday campaign event in Michigan, Biden slammed Trump with revelations from a forthcoming book by journalist Bob Woodward of the president admitting on tape in February that he downplayed the risk of the coronavirus to avoid causing panic.
He had the information. He knew how dangerous it was. Now, while this deadly disease ripped through our nation, he failed to do his job on purpose. It was a life and death betrayal of the American people.
We don't want to have to show panic. We're not going to show panic. And that's exactly what I did. And I was very open, whether it's to Woodward or anybody else.
Polls show voters are motivated by the pandemic and that most Americans are unhappy with Trump's handling of the coronavirus, something the Biden campaign is eager to highlight. But while Trump is trailing Biden in the polls nationally, the margins are razor thin, particularly in some battleground states.
4 more years! Yeah, we get 4 more years. Guaranteed we're going to get 4 more years.
The Trump campaign has resumed traditional activities, including setting up local offices around the country and canvassing door to door. Biden advisors insist that their strategy of focusing on the pandemic and the economy, targeting different coalitions and affinity groups, is working. Still, some Democrats are nervous.
They're creating some enthusiasm with their events, and they are still knocking doors that because we're taking the pandemic so seriously, we're not doing. I am concerned that that's going to put us at a disadvantage.
On Friday, both Trump and Biden are scheduled to commemorate the anniversary of 9/11 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the crash site of United Flight 93, one of the airplanes hijacked by the terrorists. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News.